It's still going. Now we're live.
Oh, hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
It's a Monday.
Oh, it's a very Monday.
It is. I have so much to do.
Packing and stuff.
I've got so much packing to do. I've got pretty much everything to pack. I've packed 2 people, so I've got a lot to do. I got to get started tonight. I got to get at least 2 or 3 more boxes done tonight and then finish tomorrow.
I haven't started packing yet.
Yeah.
But luckily everything's small, so it's not gonna take me too long.
Yeah, I never think I have too many big items, but then it always ends up, keeping me back.
Jennifer is here.
Jennifer.
Susan
Jenkins.
How are you? But even though my sleep schedule this weekend was non-existent,
Yeah,
I still got up and did my PT exercise, and I did it today. Like, I knew today was going to be rough.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of sleep. But once I fell asleep last night, I don't think I moved.
Yeah.
Until the cats demanded food.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Yeah. It seemed like that the sale on Sunday, that it was a lot for you to get through. Yeah.
Oh my, I might have used too much syrup. This is quite sweet. So if you haven't seen it, my most recent video, which is not about antiquing at all, except I'm sure it's an antique process. I made syrup from my forsythia blossoms. And this is, you see the pretty, it's just got a slight yellow color.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just sweet and slightly floral, but it works really well with gin.
I don't think I've ever had gin.
It's an acquired taste, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't like it the first few times I had it.
Yeah.
But mainly because the person making the drinks with gin, they weren't mixing it like with much, so.
Ooh.
Hi, Diane.
Violet syrup.
I have violets. Well, you can do like violet jelly. That's a common thing.
Wow. I haven't even heard of that. I haven't heard of forsythia syrup or violet syrup.
Well, I hadn't heard of forsythia syrup. My friend Steph, who owns Hoot and How, where I sell my crafty things, I had showed her this picture of my giant forsythia bush, and she was like, those are edible. And I was like, what? I did not. And if I had had more time, because I made this, 3 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I would have gone out and grabbed some flowers for a garnish, but alas. Yeah. Very sweet. I probably put too much syrup in. But the flavor is there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Well,
are you tired?
I'm overwhelmed. I overwhelm myself constantly. I don't know why. I mean, my life is not that difficult by any means. I don't know why I can't handle my life. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes just living in general is overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then we try to make money, and then we try to have hobbies, and we try to make YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All of it. All of it. I
It's a
can't.
lot.
It's a lot for me. I mean, I see other people doing 3 times as much, and I'm always. I know you're not supposed to compare yourself, and I don't really compare myself. I just wish I had that sort of hyper focus where I just can't stop. And my problem is just getting going. Like, or I go, but I'm like a half day person. By the afternoon, I'm toasted. So I have to push to get things done.
Yeah. We'll both make it eventually.
We'll make it. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I'll make it. I always get things done. And I think for the most part, I'm fairly, gosh, why does my eye look so weird?
Really? It looks weird. Sheila!
What's going on with my face?
Jennifer says we try not to go to jail for public. I couldn't put out a video every day unless I had no other job. Like if YouTube was my job, then possibly.
Here's the thing. I can't. Like, it's all of it. Everything takes me so much effort. Hey, Angela. I don't know. Just even getting myself together. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I'm trying. I just want to be more productive, more effective. I want to start earlier. I want to have that energy to be like, oh, I want to do.
I found, so you just have to start with one of those goals. My problem is I like want to do all of these things and then I start doing them all at once and then I'm dead.
Yeah.
So like with this new morning routine, so my only goal was to wake up at the same time. You know, with some leeway on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And exercise.
Hey, Sheila.
So I guess that's 2 things, but really they go hand in hand because getting out of bed just is the trouble.
Yeah.
But baby steps. Baby steps. We're a riot tonight.
You were so adorable yesterday. Like,
should I get my loop glasses? Put them on.
Just, yeah, you literally were Angie delightful yesterday. I have to say.
That's what happens when I'm punch drunk.
Yeah.
I'm not enough sleep. Oh man, convention vending is hard work, Diane.
Oh wow.
It is exhausting.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah, I don't know how Beth, Carolina Princess, she does events, you know, maybe not as big as a big convention, but I mean still the
setting up, the tearing down,
all of that. Merchandising, the travel, getting there, all of it.
And it's a different kind of energy that's required to like be on, like, because you have to interact with people. You have to like, not just you're trying to sell your stuff, but also just be like yourself and approachable. Becky.
Hey, Becky. Plus,
I've done a steampunk one. Those are fun.
The thing is, like with conventions, it can get crowded, and then you've got kids. So kids that maybe are not being watched. So it's like you're supposed to deal with customers, then watch out for all the kids who might be like fiddling with things, you know. because parents do not watch their kids.
I have to like, oh, they took this. Can you? And they're just like, oh my gosh, so sorry.
Right. But that's the thing. It's like if you weren't paying attention, it'd walk right away.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk away and then they bring it back because they're like, oh, I did not realize that she had this in her hand. I was like,
right. But by then there could be slobber on it. There could be.
We wipe it down. Well, so the history highlight's not very long because I mean we're talking about a cookie, so there's not too terrible. Like there's not a ton of information, but there are some things I learned that I found interesting. So
yeah,
that will be, hopefully y'all find it interesting too. I had
kids
every
are yucky, Angela. Kids are yucky.
Huh?
Angela said kids are yucky.
I was like, I didn't say that, but I don't have children.
They're yucky.
I have furry ones, and they're yucky enough, and they don't talk back. Well, I think actually they kind of do. Malcolm talks back in unfortunate ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's assuming that your child, I don't know. I see so many kids where they do not have any concept. You can tell them something and it's, whoosh,
well, what I found from like nerd conventions, which is where I've mainly vended at, is those kids are more engaged because these are things that they're excited about and that's why they're there. Okay. So generally, unless they're really small, sometimes some of the best questions I've gotten about my work have been from kids.
Oh.
And usually they're also in costume that they've had a hand in creating themselves. So they also appreciate, handiwork.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it depends on the convention and the parents of said children.
Yeah.
But not many little kids at ZenKaiCon. Oh, I love the costumes. The costumes make me so happy. I did not sign up for my normal con this year, which makes me a little sad because I've been doing it for like a decade, but needs must. Oh, yeah. Jennifer.
See, that's what I'm imagining, Jennifer, is those kids. Those kids handling the antique merchandise or whatever.
Parents have entitled children. Let's just put it that way. All right. Let's not get. Yeah. See, you guys just need to go to nerd conventions.
Right.
This is where us good people are.
That's where the better kids hang out.
Yeah. Hello, Lisa.
Lisa!
All right. So we're going to dive in with your inspiring interior.
Okay. So we're going to preface my inspiring interiors. I've got 2 pages from this Instagram. I think it's a gentleman. And
Gary. Mm-hmm.
And
the singer.
They look like they're legit, but these are one of those virtual or enhanced
photographs, like
montage together created interiors, and he does exteriors too. But I recommend it if you want some beautiful inspiration. Look at how lovely. It's basically shabby chic married with like French opulence, kind of together. And
yes, Jennifer. And usually like AI, it takes images and then merges them in new ways. And so all of this is feasible in reality, at least.
Right. It's feasible. Yeah, it's feasible for sure. But definitely it can still inspire you. So I said, it's legit. I'm sharing.
It's pretty. Wow.
Yeah. And so these are more of his architectural creations. But I mean, it's very inspiring. The
I
red.
feel like these probably exist somewhere.
I feel like they should,
Yeah.
but maybe, maybe the color is what's different.
Yeah.
The paint, the patterns. But man,
Mm-hmm.
the maximalist approach on all the tile on the staircase area on the left,
Mm-hmm.
it's so different. I mean, it goes from a white and blue to like a black and red. Very interesting.
Well, I like that because, like, think about, like, if you just start collecting tiles
Yeah.
from wherever. And this could be that. Like, just remnants or saved pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it all together. It looks fine.
Yeah. Looks great here.
I love that. I don't know. I would call that a promenade. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there. With the Moorish arches and...
Yes.
Oh. I want to be sipping my beverage there.
I do too.
I doubt they have forsythia, but, I'll bring the syrup.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make that happen. So my inspiring interior, we're going back to reading nooks, but more specifically, floor beds.
Okay.
Let's just throw a mattress on the floor, get cozy, and read, because that's all I have the energy for. The image on the right is what started it. I just love that, like, burnt orange and navy blue.
Yes.
Like, so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the cozy pillows. I am a sucker for pillows. Throw pillows. Give me more.
Too.
I want all of them.
I want all the pillows too.
All the pillows, all the throw blankets.
All the pillows, all of the textures, the fabrics. Mix them up. Switch them out. Change the color palette. I love it.
And I really liked how on the right they took, like, an oriental carpet and put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Just treated it like a tapestry.
Yeah.
Because those are so pretty. And, if they're on the floor, sometimes you miss it. But there are more beds. This one is more like cushions made into a bed. And this is giving me ideas for my guest room. Because I'm like, it's like, I have a tilted ceiling. Maybe I should. Yeah. See, Jennifer, that's the only thing. Like, I would need, like, a stool somewhere that I could use to climb back up.
Yeah.
Maybe you just use that as your exercise instead of it. I was like, okay, I need to be able to get down on the floor to read and then get back up when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. And here's some more. I just want to lay down, especially the one with the little window.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Corinna. So, and then on the one on the right, I just love that they just took pages from a book and just tacked them to the wall.
Oh yeah, up at the top. I see.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how practical that mirror on the bed is. I feel like that's gonna fall over as soon as you lay down, but I'm sure that was just for the picture, for effect.
Yeah, maybe it was covering something or adding more light, or who knows.
Something. But that one on the left here, I really want somewhere in my house. I still like stuffed animals too, so it doesn't matter. Yep. See, Casey Catherine did it. It's like I just imagine, like, I will, like, flop down and then suddenly whoosh, 7 years bad luck, trip to the ER. Like,
yeah.
So no mirrors on the bed, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like all those gabled roofs. I mean, I would get my head hit so often
Yeah.
trying to get in and out of my nook.
You just have to know to approach from the high
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday at my sale, one of our subscribers, Noelle, she bought a little bird cage I had for sale, and she had said that she goes, well, I deck mine out with jewelry, and so she sent me a bunch of pictures, and I wanted to share them because I mean she really decks them out. I mean this is not what I was imagining at all. Like this is much more maximalist. Not it doesn't look like I mean, it looks like thoughtfully placed, but it looks like legit. You know, she just did like a mashup, so it's got this like really fun, eclectic, not like overly thought out as far as like color scheme because the colors are still, on there. And there's a second page, and these aren't even all the pictures she shared.
Next page.
Look at it. I mean, and she had more. I just grabbed some from the pictures she sent me. But and in between the bird cages, she's got like little birds and stuff
I know,
like
that little salt and pepper set is so cute.
Yeah, and she has more. I just was trying to focus on the bird cages.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of cropped a lot out to get several in one page. But yeah, I wasn't. This completely has me like thinking differently. If someone were to say put jewelry on a bird cage, I wouldn't have approached it like this. And I'm like, well, it's unique, it's inspiring, it's super eclectic maximalist, and that's what I thought was really fun about it.
I used to take a bird cage to all my shows for showcasing my tiny bird cages.
Mm-hmm.
Like I added little clips to the bird cage so people could spin it and then choose the smaller bird cage that they wanted. Hello. I think you have another one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is just something that I've had in my bookmarks, and I thought I would share it. This Elegance Lamps, she is similar to that other gal that I shared that made amazing.
Oh, the Ace of Shades.
Ace of Shades. So this woman does a similar approach to Ace of Shades, but the one picture that I have saved of hers, Elegance Lamps, is this specific lamp. It was the only one where it had small lampshades, and I fell in love with these little lampshades on the antique lamp base, and I absolutely want these.
They're pretty.
Yeah, down to the beads. Even the beads are really nicely selected. Like I love everything about these, and I love the fact that they're small. So because they're so like Victorian gaudy, it's a lot. I like the fact that it's a petite size.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, I'm in love with this whole lamp with the newly designed lampshades.
I always wondered, like, because I see those multi-arm lamps, and I'm like, what do you do for the shade? Like, because most modern small shades are just plain and ugly, and they just don't suit the lamp. But that one on the right, that's nice.
Yeah, this one maybe it's also the color scheme of the the apricot with the little roses. It's just like this is bookmarked because I want this lamp. I love it.
That lamp with those shades.
Exactly. I just really like this.
Well, my titillating tablescape, I was like, well, surely there are tablescapes that showcase macaron, right? Because like they're so pretty that they can be decoration in and of themselves. So that got me going down a rabbit hole, and just remember that joke for 2 slides from now. So
Okay.
So there was this one. It was very simple. I love the bee plates and the poppies and everything. Just plain white tablecloth. I love the like green. They look Northwoody to me, tumblers, but
They're beautiful.
the macarons are just there. It feels like they were the color inspiration, though they probably bought them to match the flowers,
Yeah.
etc.
You know, the more I see tablescapes with the hobnail opalescent
Mm-hmm.
either tumblers or goblets. I had a beautiful set of blue goblets and I sold them on Etsy, and now I wish I had them back.
You can find more.
Yeah.
So this one, there's a platter of macaron here, but they also used just M&Ms in a bowl as part of their decoration. So use your food and snacks as part of your decor. And then I got to this one, and I loved it so much. Like the rabbit.
Is that a heron figurine?
Yes, it's a little heron pig.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, I love and then there's the macaron like in a little like berry basket, but they're on top of Beatrix Potter books. And I was like, talk about a perfect theme
Perfect. Yes.
for an Easter table. This is a down. See, look, there's some heron bunnies.
Yes.
I have
Love
a heron style unicorn and I love it.
Mhm.
And then I was like, well, surely there's Beatrix Potter stuff. And yes, there are Beatrix Potter tables. And this one, like, I'm pretty sure they have my bunny plates standing up there in the background. But then I found this next one, which was like over the top.
Oh.
Talk about everything Beatrix Potter. I have 2 of the sets of Beatrix Potter books from when I was a kid. They're still at my mom's house because my niece likes to read them. But
Oh.
like, yeah, why not? Peter Rabbit. Perfect.
Adorable.
Perfect spring and or Easter theme for a table.
Absolutely.
And now we're going to go to the rat.
Isn't this the weirdest thing?
He looks so this I was looking at this when I was putting it together, and I was like, that rat looks like the evil rat from the Great Mouse Detective.
Oh, okay.
Watch the Great Mouse.
I thought you were going to say Secret of Nim, but that's
Well, there's that too, but Count Ratigan, I think, was his name.
okay. Yeah, this was just one of those things that I said, well, it's a fun share. I mean, if I saw this at an estate sale, whatever, you bet your bum I'd be picking it up.
Ew, I love it.
Totally. Exactly, Jennifer.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like that. What, so now I just have this like a femme fatale in my head, and she carries like rat poison in this purse. she's like, that's I keep my poison in my rat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Corinna.
I don't know who decided to make this way back when. It's one of those oddities that's, I don't know if I would like walk around with it, but it's definitely something like I would put in a curio cabinet.
Oh yeah,
as an oddity, right?
it would be a conversation piece.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Grab a
Let me
drink.
grab my water. Yeah.
Have a macaron if you have one. Okay.
Totally. Gold coins would be perfect in that.
The macaron. The history you never knew you needed. to know. First, the difference between a macaron and a macaroon. Though we will soon find out they're not that different. So a macaron is a sweet meringue-based confection made with egg white, icing sugar, granulated sugar, almond meal, and food coloring usually. A Parisian style, which is the one that we're most familiar with, is the sandwich cookie that's filled with ganache or buttercream or jam. And it's got a smooth top and then that ruffled base, which is called the foot. And in French, that's pied. And then it's flat on the bottom. It's moist and it just kind of like melts in your mouth. You know, you take a bite, there's slight chew, but then it's very delicate. A macaroon today is a small cake or cookie, also made from almonds, egg whites, and sugar, but most often contains coconut, nuts, and then sometimes jam or chocolate. However, both of them come from the same origins. So let's dig in. But first, this is probably the only time in the history highlight I can say this and it be real. Picture it. Sicily. 827. Because Arab, I think from modern day, what is now modern day Tunisia, had invaded Sicily. And with the Arab influence, they brought, lemons, pistachios, things they were used to eating. And one of those things that they always ate was nut-based sweets, like you think halva, or, any other number of delicious Persian and Arab sweets start with ground nuts. And they, using local dialect, they refer to all these ground grain and nut products as macaroni.
Oh.
Which came from the Italian macarone, or macaroni.
Interesting.
And noodles were created around this time as well in Sicily. So the macaron continued to evolve in Italy. There are records from Venetian monasteries creating them back in the 8th century, and they called them priests' belly buttons because they were these little round, crackly cookies. And there's a black and white image of one there. Now, they came to France. Now, this is a legend. Supposedly, do you know who the lady on the right is?
Is that Catherine de Medici?
It is indeed. According to legend, Catherine de Medici brought it with her pastry chefs. They brought the macaron recipe with them when she was married to King Henry II. And I was gonna look up like the Italian for priest's belly button, but I ran out of time. Because I feel like that's just a funny thing.
Yeah.
But that was in 1533. So we know that it had made its way to France at least by then in 1533. The first written recipe appeared in the 17th century, and it made its way to England in 1617 via John Morell's book called A Daily Exercise for Ladies and Gentlewomen. But I know. Wait, Catherine, we're not to the sandwich version yet. So the first but almonds at this point in time were only grown around the Mediterranean. So the reason that you call them Jordan almonds is because they were grown in Jordan and other Mediterranean states. So really only wealthy people had access to this kind of treat. And that was the truth for a long time. So this actually, the Library of Congress, you can look at this book in its entirety. So I just made some excerpts from it. Here's the intro page, but then the table of contents where you say they say to make French macaroons, OONES. It's how it's spelled at that point in time. So, our macaroon, they were originally the same thing.
Huh.
Which
Wow.
I didn't know. But now macaron refers specifically to the Parisian
Sandwich.
style, which we're going to get to later. But here is the recipe. I won't ask you to read it. I have it transcribed later on, right here. To make French macaroons, wash a pound of the newest and best Jordan almonds in 3 or 4 water to take away the redness from their outside. Lay them in a basin of warm water all night. The next day, blanch them, and then dry them with a fair cloth. Beat them in a stone mortar until they be reasonably fine. To put them 1/2 pound of fine sugar, beaten, and so beat it to a perfect paste. Then put in 1/2 spoonsful of good damask rose water, 3 grains of ambergris. Then when you have beaten all this together, dry it on a chafing dish of coal until it grow white and stiff. Then take it off the fire and put the whites of 2 new laid eggs, first beaten, into a froth, and stir it well together. Then lay them on wafers in fashion of little long rows and bake them in an oven as hot as for manchet. I don't know what that means, but you must first let the heat of the oven pass over before you put them in. And when they rise white and light, take them out of the oven, put them on a warm platter, and set them again into a warm oven so that they let them remain for 4 or 5 hours. Then they will be thoroughly dry. But if you like them better being moist, then dry them not after the first baking.
Wow. And what era was this written?
1617.
1617.
Yeah. So that's everything you need to know to make a priest's belly button. So in 1682, King Louis XIV moved to Versailles, and he served macarons to all of his guests as a welcome. So think about what's happening with King Louis XIV getting ready to lead into the French Revolution, because he was just like throwing money at his guests, in essence, by serving them these cookies. And that was custom at Versailles until the Revolution and the fall of the empire in 1789. During the French Revolution, 2 Carmelite nuns escaping the revolution by the name of Marguerite and Marie Elizabeth sought asylum in the city of Nancy in eastern France. They made confections to, pay for food and everything else. And their macarons became famous when they started supplying them to everyday people. This is the democratization of the macaron. The sisters they were called priest belly buttons at the time, but they became so well known, people called them macaron de Nancy, because that was where their fame came from. And you can still so this is the Maison des Soeurs Macarons, Nancy, the place where they cooked, and their recipe is still fashioned today. Here's racks of them, and they're just served like the plain little cookie.
Okay.
So very close to the macaroon of antiquity. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until 1930 that macaron became turned into a sandwich cookie with the addition of, jams, liquor, spices. As we know it today, with the 2 almond meringue discs filled with buttercream jam or ganache, was originally called either the Gerbet or the Paris macaron. Most people say Pierre de Fontaine of the French patisserie La Durée was credited with the creation. But another baker, Claude Gerbet, hence the name for these sandwiches, claims to have invented them. So we don't have, these are relatively new, these sandwich macarons. I mean, 1930s, they're not even 100 years old yet. they're approaching it. The Parisian macaron gets its dome top and ruffled foot from a very particular process where the egg whites are whisked until they're stiff peaked and then sifted and added in the almonds and sugar are folded in slowly and knocking out the air and folding it. And this process is called macaronage. And that's why the top is smooth, whereas those original priest belly buttons are a little craggly. And the macaroon that we most know today more resembles that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also there are also macaroons made with Italian meringue versus French meringue. Fun fact, Italian meringue was also invented in France. But both meringues.
Huh.
But wait, let me go back. That's largely the history of the macaron. It's very relatively simple. There is I wanted to go back because I put an asterisk and then I completely forgot about it. So the theory that Catherine de Medici brought from Italy, the recipe of the macaron, is widely contested because they went back through all court documents to see, because all of her entourage was documented. Like all the people she brought with her, all the people she employed, there's paperwork to back it up. And not a single Italian chef was on the rolls. So.
But they know that it started in Sicily.
Well, the first written records are from Venice, but Sicily and southern Italy were, taken over multiple times back and forth. The use of ground almonds came from the Arab and Muslim influence. So the whole Catherine de Medici thing could be real, could be a great story.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just a random thing I found out that I thought was funny. If you go to a Mac Cafe in either Portugal, Spain, Australia, France, Belgium, Switzerland, New Zealand, or the Netherlands, you can buy macarons at McDonald's.
Ew! If I was going to have a macaron, I would not have a macaron. Wait, a macaron?
It should be a macaron. They missed the boat there. Macaron? I don't know. But yeah, so random. But their fast food is different than our fast food. But La Durée, the birthplace of modern Paris style macaron, has, like, you can order from them if you would like, but I personally love the macarons made by the Sugar Bar, which is a local little place.
Right. I was going to say, Karina, when I had them in France, I thought they were awful, just terrible. But the one I had with Angela, when I visited her, those were actually good.
Really good.
But you have to want that very specific experience of like the wafery cookie.
Yeah, so the crunch chew, but then the soft filling. It's very much like a textural odyssey.
I agree.
But I've had some, like when I was in New York, where I had them first. I mean, I thought they were good, but I was like, I don't know that they're that good.
Yeah.
And then I started getting them with the Sugar Bar here, and I was like, oh. It depends on who makes them.
Yeah.
So do you know who Adriano Zumbo is? He's an Australian pastry chef. And apparently, he's given credit for making the macaron big in Australia. And I guess he definitely tore down McDonald's macaron.
I believe it though, because every macaron, and I had bought like a package where there were different quote unquote flavors.
Oh, they all tasted the same?
They all tasted like crap. I mean, it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like the flavor was almost not exactly bitter, but just not a good flavor. So it was like, why? It was just, I didn't understand. I'm like, what
I
flavor?
feel like most of the flavor comes from the filling. Because think about it, almond and egg white, it's not going to have a lot of flavor unless you put some kind of oil or like rose water in it.
Yeah. I think the sugar bar actually puts good cookie flavors in their macarons, and that's why they taste good. I think the French
I'm no longer going to correct people because macaroon and macaron, they're the same freaking thing. Okay. Now, if you're talking about the specific sandwich cookie, yes, macaron, because that was definitely made in France. It's very specific and it's different. But in the UK, they call them all macaroons. So that's just how it got translated. And
when I was a kid, I loved macaroons.
I do. Aldi has some great gluten-free macaroons that I will occasionally buy when I need something.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the macaroon.
But sometimes they can be real dry. So
I don't know. I don't know, but you know, I had a sugar addiction since birth. There was never a macaroon I met that I did not like.
It just makes me think. What was I going to say? I don't remember. I lost it. Oh, Petit Fours. I've had some Petit Fours, though, Jennifer, that taste like soap.
Ew.
They put too much almond flavoring in it.
Oh, that's unfortunate because I used to, think you could never have enough almond flavoring.
I don't know. It was bad. Real bad.
Did you bring a favorite thing? Because I brought something to show to Lisa G. And it's just because I need to show it to her.
Did. Now I can't remember where I said it. I was like, oh, I need to show that. And then I forgot. Oh, it's right over there.
Okay.
I'll make you big. And you can
okay. Okay. So.
Not me.
Lisa. Here she is. I should have measured her for you, but I can send you measurements. But just so you can see all of the ornate. This is like a gold painted metal. It's really, really detailed. Definitely Victorian.
See the Cupid.
Yeah. Adorable cherub. And then to show you the back. So easel comes out like this. And here's the easel.
It's nice.
Yeah. Both Lisa and someone else was asking me about this at my sale yesterday. So I'm like, well, Lisa, I'll give you a nice 360-degree view. What I didn't. So this obviously probably, had its glass at one time. When I sourced this did not have any glass. So what I did was I cut a piece of tin, like a decorative tin tile, to fit. So it's magnetic. So, if you, you could always try to find a glass or a mirror to put in it as well. But I was going to sell it like this and then you could magnetize your
Ephemera.
ephemera or your postcard or something. Yeah. So there you go.
It's pretty.
Okay.
This was a gift from Laura. She actually gave it to me when we had Thanksgiving at her house, but I left it there. So she gave it to me in a box that's been sitting by my front door for a couple months.
Okay.
I finally emptied the boxes.
Okay.
Out of the front door. So I will show you the back first. So this is Mason's ironstone, and the pattern is Vista, England, and it's a blue and white.
Ooh, look at the leaves. Oh, I love the border. Mm.
Look at the handle too.
Yeah. Mhm.
So pretty.
Yes.
Of course, there's a castle.
Yes. Love
There's fancy ladies taking a stroll. I'm pretty sure that's a dog. Yeah, there's a dog.
Aw.
I don't know why that just came out super.
Oh.
Dog. Have you seen that video of the little girl who's like, I want to pet that dog. I want to pet that dog, and it's a bear.
No, I have not seen that.
I'll have to send it to you because like that's how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna pet the wrong animal. So this is gonna go in my blue and white cabinet.
Yeah, it's great.
And sometime very soon, I'm gonna have to do a whole blue and white table with some fun other colors mixed in.
Jennifer's seen it.
It's so funny. I'll pet that dog. Oh, you gotta love
Is she at a zoo or is she in the?
No, it's like
It's a wild bear.
yeah, outside like their cabin.
Oh, so she's looking out a window or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
or just like a screen door or something, and they're like, they're like, no, you can't pet that dog. It's not a dog. Anyway, well, I hope y'all learned something silly or something fun from, and if you have made macaron, please let me know because I'm tempted to try it because it's one of those things that's naturally gluten-free. So I'm like, should I invest time into like learning how to do it or not?
Yeah. Plus, it's all. I mean,
You're right, Jennifer. This is gonna hold a plethora of priest belly buttons.
Yeah, but it'd be a lot of extra work because you have to make the ganache or the filling.
But not if I just make the traditional ones.
Oh, okay. Start with the traditional.
Start with the priest belly buttons. Which I have to find what that is actually as an Italian.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's gonna. Well, you know what? We're gonna find out right now.
Okay. We're gonna wait for you to tell us what it translates to.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I got grossed out when Angela said they call them priest's belly buttons, and then you said because it's crusty.
No, it was because of the shape. They were little and round.
I don't know. I could have sworn I heard you say it was crusty.
Oh, man. All right. Okay, it's not giving. Okay, we're just gonna have to go to Google Translate. If you're Italian, apologies. Where's Monica? Where's Monica when we need her?
Hey, Christy.
All right, we're gonna go from English to Italian, not Russian. I mean, I guess that'll be real weird. What are they saying?
Catherine says she's scarred for life.
Hey, Christy. All right, are you ready? So,
Yeah.
according to Google Translate, they are umbilico del prete.
Umbilico del
Del
prete.
prete. Which does sound a lot more appetizing than priest's belly button.
I don't know.
I really want to make up a fancy menu, and then for dessert, I'm gonna have priest's belly.
Stop. Oh, crap. Oh, umbilico. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of frangelico.
Yeah.
Umbilico.
Well,
It's like
marzipan.
it's right. It is like umbilical cord.
Yeah, that's probably where it comes from. Probably Latin.
Yeah.
But yeah. So marzipan also got its start around the same time, just so you know.
Oh.
I meant to mention that earlier when I was talking about the ground nuts, but yeah, I had a lot to remember. And now, and on that note, I hope we gave you all a good laugh.
You definitely gave me a laugh.
We will see you all next week.
Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Love you guys.